people? It's your friendly neighborhood shooter broadcast. You live from out south this time. I am Don Kid.
What's up with your boy Kid from Kid's Photography, one and only.
What's going on? It's Vader. Welcome to the Union Podcast.
Hey, it's your boy Pac, aka your mama favorite Facebook friend,
aka Reese. Let's go.
All right, guys.
All right.
I'm back at it.
So, the purpose of this is we wanted to kind of, just talk about current events, things that, I know I'm over 40. I can say that, all right. I can say that now. I'm over 40, barely.
You look like you're 50.
That's
all
cool.
that grade on your chin.
I'm over 40, but we always have conversations when we get together. Current events, past events, just things that's in the community, just things going on around the world. So we just figured, why not have a podcast where it's all men, not necessarily going to be all men, but the friends. That's why we call it the Union. We all grew up on Union Street, with the exception of Kid. He's the adopted one. He's the young one out of the group. You know what I'm saying?
He's 28. We 30 years of friendship, and he's 28. He
Right.
meet the damn friendship bar. He's like, it's crazy.
I just got it.
So yeah, the purpose was to kind of talk about some issues and just so you can hear from a male's perspective. With the exception of Kid, we're all fathers, so we want to just kind of give you our perspective, our voice on some of the topics. So
we all get together, not even necessarily get together, but we all go to work and we all hang out with different selected group of people. I know I do when I get together, and I get together with other men and we talk about certain things that we have in common, but we feel like sometimes I guess it's almost frowned upon for a man to express how they feel about certain things. So this is the podcast. This is the source that you come to when you need to get something off your chest. All right, we're gonna have a lot of topics, but we're gonna have a lot of fun. Okay.
with that,
Yeah, that's real. Like,
With that.
we wanna talk our shit, right?
Saint your
That's it,
average.
That's it. We just want to talk our shit. No matter where it comes from, we just want to what we think about, what we feel on different topics is what we want to expound and pretty much engage everybody.
And we want to know what y'all think too.
Yep, it's kind of the state of the union.
Yeah.
No? It's cool.
Context. That was the original name, but we don't want to be tied to the.
Try to work together.
Yeah.
See if
Get
that
that
works.
together a
I
little
like
bit.
that, though.
Little
I like
something,
that.
something.
So
This should be at the end of the show, though. If you just say State of the Union, one person pop off.
I got a million dad jokes. I've been working on.
Oh, I got a lot of dead jokes too. I tell them
ready.
what.
I'm ready to fire them off.
We're not gonna do them now.
Oh, okay, we got a State of the Union section.
We should
Yeah,
come,
but not
we should
dead.
come up with a bunch of deadbeat daddy jokes.
No.
Why?
Wait, I know some.
We got some, right?
Some on that
So
one.
first topic, we was just talking about it. Let's bring the crowd in on the first topic. The first topic was currently what I don't want to misstate it or whatnot, but what is it with the abortion rights or what is it?
It's only right that we kind of kick this podcast off, just for a few minutes, talking about what's currently going on. As you know, federal government just overturned a ruling from 1973, Roe vs. Wade, and everybody is going crazy on it. It's pretty much the conversation about abortion rights, how it affects people, affects their own civil rights, and their personal choice. So we all was discussing this earlier, so we have like different opinions.
Yeah.
Not necessarily different opinions. I think we all aligned in what the expectations is with this particular ruling that came out. But I think we want to try to figure out how this affect us as men going
for sure.
forward. Right?
Men, fathers. I mean, so it's illegal in every state. Selected
I think it's
states?
selected states.
Selected states. Okay.
So let's clear it up, because
Okay.
a lot of times people grab these headlines and they be selectively outraged.
Right.
So it's not eliminating abortions right altogether. It's a big debate on when is the fetus a person or when they can actually have it. So all states can have an abortion, but it's like a
cutoff.
A cutoff. Yeah, it's a cutoff time.
Okay.
So generally, like in Illinois right now, the cutoff time is between 24 to 28 weeks that a woman can have an abortion. versus Texas, which
Wait,
was
what
20.
is that? 24, 28 weeks? What is that?
Shit, that's about like
3
5 months.
5 months?
Well, no, that's
Like 7 months,
That's
right?
6 to
Yeah,
7 months.
Damn, that's
Yeah.
like
Damn.
already done.
That's murder.
Yeah,
I see.
that's what they thinking.
I see.
Damn.
He said, see, that's what the government is. It's pretty much establishing when a fetus is a human.
Okay.
And you know, we're not everyone is a scientist. So
Right.
it all boils down to the rite of passage, the right of choice of that woman with her own body, which I support women in that facet.
Definitely.
You know, that they should decide to what to do in their body in the circumstances they're in. But also just to go back to the timeline, like Texas was 20 weeks, they reduced to 15. I think Missouri was a stream in that they cut theirs off from 15 to 10, or they just outlawed it altogether. But you know, it's a lot to it. It's a lot to unpack, and it's a lot to kind of that really affect our society in a way you really understand, because people attaching it to one classism. They're attaching it to overall race. You know, what it means for Black people in general.
Yeah.
And then also just the counterpoint, what the men role in this also.
Okay.
Man have a real
that's-
role in this.
Yeah, I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I don't think men have like, cause like we were saying before, like it's like they really don't have no choice in it. As far as like the guide, it's like all right, we kind of cool whatever decision you do it. It's like I got to figure out what's my next step after that. Especially being like on the younger side of things, like shoot, you around 20 years old. It's like, all right, there's only two things gonna happen. Is she gonna keep it or take it, like
Right.
thing? And it's like, all right.
And then you have no choice in the matter, right?
But then there's some people out there that kind of be on some, you know, some guys be on some other stuff. They be like, oh no, I don't believe in abortions, but then don't be taking care of the kids though.
Yeah.
I mean, as far as like having a point of view, I don't think that a man's point of view shouldn't be heard when a woman's having a kid, because sometimes a man know he's not ready,
Exactly.
and she's
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
still have the kid anyway.
Yeah.
I just don't think that he has a choice in whether or not she has the kid or not. As far as like being open about being a father once the kid get here, that should be taken into consideration by the woman for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And then when we go on about the week timeline or whatever the case may be, well, you were saying it was like to get to a certain amount of week, that's kind of like a murder. So what if you mark her record, and by so many, she's not allowed to have them anymore? You know what I'm saying? It's got to be some sort of stipulation. But if you want to keep, all right, you can keep having abortions or however you want to, you know. But if you get to a certain amount of time, it's got to be more than just a medical record. Is what I'm saying. That should be kept. It should be some sort of I don't know, legal documentation that's kept on whether
you got to think of it like, you know, if you have a woman, right, that keeps, you know, she keeps conceiving and she keeps getting pregnant, then maybe it's some type of mental illness going on. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how I feel.
Oh,
Yeah.
y'all going down a rabbit hole on
Yeah,
this.
I'm serious because you got to think about it like this. Like, you're gonna keep bringing.
Don't worry, we're gonna get to the men too, though.
No, we're talking about men, but no, I'm
We
just
gonna bring-
we gonna get to men too.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, from your point of view on this situation, you just saying like them keeping a medical record, like it's almost like a 3-strike rule, like, you know, in California.
Yeah, that sounds
Three-
harsh, and I couldn't.
But-
Three
that's
abortions,
what he
are you going to jail?
It's-
Like,
it's-
what is happening?
But I think it should be
What are you talking
like, it should
about?
be like some sort of something implemented in place, maybe like tube side.
I think at
You know
a
what I'm
certain
saying?
point in
Maybe
time,
like-
you can't get so
Maybe like
many.
birth
No,
control.
they cut you
Maybe
off
like
or
birth
something,
control, right? Maybe
I
like
don't think
you're
so.
It's
not
a health
forced.
Like medically,
you're-
they cut you off.
Because it is a health concern. Right?
It is a health risk,
Exactly,
but
yeah.
now we gotta bring it to the picture. It's like, man, is abortion for one person?
Maybe
That
even
abundant?
class, maybe even class though.
Yeah, but
Maybe
is that abundant?
maybe make them have to go to class and learn how to protect themselves better, to not put themselves in that predicament.
Yeah.
Well,
You know
as
what
a
I'm saying?
person-
Because that's one thing I wanted to go back to
But
before that.
because that's what it all boils down to, right? Like
Yeah.
you look at it and you say, okay, you know, the woman, they put themselves in this position, right? Not their self, but they both put themselves in the position, the man and the woman, right?
Okay.
The woman can't take care of the child or for whatever reason. So then you go back to making sure that the woman is mentally stable enough, or the man is mentally stable enough to take care of the child.
Let me
Right.
take a drink on that. I might have to take a sip on that one. Now we going back to the thing where we're talking about where we really have to have a strong conversation about contraception. in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Because you saying that it's almost should be some type of legal action that should happen. We got to know. That's kind of harsh.
It's legal action.
He did. He said it's
legal.
Yeah, it got to be
It was
legal.
like,
If it's so many.
it was like not necessarily
It's
legal, but like after you get to like you done had 5, it's like
Right.
medically you should be like, yo,
Right.
I
don't
don't
think
I don't think it's safe.
Apparently, she doesn't
or-
understand the damage that she caused to her body.
Right, long term.
Apparently, she don't know how to take herself out of the same situation that keep happening to her. Because 9 times out of 10, she had 3 abortions. It's not with the same guy.
Okay, now.
So that
Oh,
means.
man, that's a whole nother conversation.
That's all. You're
What
right.
I'm saying is she keep putting herself in that same
position.
predicament.
Yeah.
She keep
Right,
putting
right,
herself in
right,
that same
right.
predicament. So to help her not put herself in that same predicament, because ultimately she's going to be the one responsible for the child.
I think
You know what I'm saying?
I think one.
The
one
man can
thing-
cower out at any point.
But we
Of course,
do,
of course.
we do have to make sure that like everyone's situation is different, right? So we don't know how like you got to think about women that get raped. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of course.
They already got a special
Of course.
exemption.
Of course.
They already
Of
have a
course.
special
Of course.
exemption.
Well,
I mean,
that's the
so
same thing
the
apply
whole
to
thing
fathers.
is a special exemption. You know what I'm
No,
saying?
it's
Like,
not. In situations like that where they get raped or anything like that, and considered in that manner,
for sure,
it's exempted to the
it should
the
be
law
your
already.
choice. You know what I'm saying?
It's
It should
exempt-
be
it's
their
exempted to
choice.
the law. So we can't even discuss on that because if
Okay.
a woman had 3 abortions and then get raped and had another and want to have another one, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think we kind of going to a slippery slope right now that we kind of like unwittingly blaming women in these situations.
No, that's why. I
Yeah,
said,
where you
that's
bring-
why. This is why I explained it.
No,
We're gonna get into the men.
Yeah.
How
No, we
deadbeat-
can get it in,
that-
but
no,
we got to be
because-
exact in our conversation when we talking
I
about
agree. If
that
you-
because he brought up
Give me more
mental health.
context, that's what's up.
Yeah, he brought up mental health.
Okay.
Then he brought up in this a number of abortions that's happened. Like this is like the majority argument that so many women is going out here having abortions because they just not prepared for the situation.
But they are.
And that's not the case,
That's-
though. That's not the
Yeah,
case.
It's not all the case. It's
Because
not
then
all the
sometimes
case.
you got
It's
these
not
that's,
like that, though.
that's they like, I don't know, 16, 17 years old. So now you got a younger person that's like, okay, they had a mistake or maybe 1 or 2 because they're young or whatever. And it's like, all right, this is my only option I got. But then now it's like, that's taken away. So now what do you do now? Like, is that still an argument? Like, oh, she knew what she was doing, so it's like, all right, that's on you type stuff? Or give her that option, like, all right, you can still finish school and some other stuff. You can have this abortion. It's like, because that's the case that you want to go through. Like, all right, I'm gonna do that so I can finish school or finish whatever I'm trying to do because I got the rest of my life to live.
But if we talk about this with the 16 years old and stuff like that, the parents have more control of that situation.
Yeah.
So if if she's having sex uncontrolled, who are you blaming in that situation? The parent not being informative to their child. 2, if she get in a situation, the parent have the decisive decision to say, hey, if you want to have a full life, I'm gonna force you to take this child away from you to have this abortion.
Right.
So now she had this abortion. That's already one strike against her. Right? So if she grow up,
I think
and
that
get
should
older,
count. If that's the case,
Should-
that should
there
count.
should be a
That should
exempt-
count when she's an adult.
Why should
You
it
see what I'm
count?
saying?
If she don't have the
Because
ultimate
she
decision?
didn't make that decision. She didn't make that decision.
Are you saying it
she had
shouldn't
somebody.
count? You said that shouldn't
Nah,
count?
it should.
Versus what you're
if
saying.
that's the thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that in that situation it should count against that minor because they're a minor. You see what I'm saying? Like even if you do something
But
illegal, whatever you did illegal as a minor don't necessarily carry over when
Right.
you're an adult.
But see, that's
you see what I'm saying?
That's it though. Like when is it justified? You know what I'm saying? That's basically in the
Let's
whole.
just
but
deal
I
with
don't think-
adults.
It's
I don't
Let's
think-
just
I
deal
don't
with
think-
adults.
But that's the point
Yeah.
I'm saying. I don't think that it has an age limit on it though.
No.
Because it's still 28, 29-year-old women, 30-year-old women
Oh yeah, of course.
that
Yeah.
live in a certain
Yeah.
situation, a certain climate, that steady repeating the cycle.
Right.
And what I'm saying is, maybe that woman needs help.
Help. There you go.
That's
There
what
you
I'm
go.
saying. You know what I'm saying?
Why? Why didn't they?
Why wouldn't they need help?
Why wouldn't they need help?
I'm asking.
I'm
I'm
just
asking.
asking.
If, okay.
Why I need help?
Because they obviously keep coming in for the same thing, right?
Right.
All right, let's say that if let's just say she had 3 abortions, but she got 5 kids. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? It's things of that nature.
Oh, I get what you're saying.
You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right, right,
She
right.
needs to learn how to put herself in a better situation. She also has shown her kids certain things. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And behaviors and things of that
Yeah.
nature. So
Apples
maybe
and trees,
somebody
apples
needs
and
to,
trees.
somebody needs to help step in. You don't have to come to a house. You don't have to invade her privacy or anything like that. But
Some counseling.
that's it. Some class, some
we
counseling,
all
some
know
things
we
of
all
that
need
nature.
counseling in some way, somewhere down the line.
That's definitely another conversation I'd love to have.
But it also goes back to what you were saying earlier. You were saying, I think everybody's having a whole conflict on it just because somebody else telling them you can't do it no more. Like,
No,
Yeah.
that
that was just
Yeah.
people just being defiant because they don't like dictatorship. And that's what it's starting to feel like it's turning into. And that's just a whole nother conversation with just COVID and all this stuff that they was forcing on us. That's another thing that people just feel shoved down their throat.
Yeah,
This is why they having a backlash against it.
Yeah, one, I'm not fond of America, and I'm pretty vocal about it. So I understand the dictatorship type thing.
That's why he was banned on Facebook.
That's true. I'm about to be banned on Facebook again. Like this is, yeah, but yeah, I mean, when we just have this conversation, we can't have it a linear conversation over the ages that we are expecting that every woman is going to be on the 3rd, 4th, or 5th, or they having this many abortions. Because now we're speaking to the audience that one woman like, hey, I'm not prepared for a child, and it's my first time, and I'm teetering on this decision to have an abortion. That is actually taken away from her.
Yeah,
it's taken away from her.
Depending on the state you live in.
The station you're living in. So we gotta have more of a general conversation versus kind of making it more of a nuanced conversation on like, hey, these women that abuse this medical procedure of freedom for their body.
That's it.
And I don't think
this.
but I don't think they not overrunning everything. I don't think women that had like 5 or 6 abortions and shit like that. No, I'm about to get pregnant again, so I want the right to have the 7th one.
No,
I don't think all the facts came out. You know, I like you know, when you have that choice taken away from you. You know what I'm saying? Of course, it's gonna cause an uproar. You know what I'm saying? But this is not necessarily a new topic, but just laying down the law is more of a new topic. And it's like I don't have all the facts for everything.
You got it exactly. What do they base it off of?
Yeah,
like a lot of things that's based off in this world is based off different things. You know what I'm saying? It's not based off, you know, poverty. You know what I'm saying? And the way I'm gonna say black women, you know what I'm saying, grow up. Even Hispanic women, you know what I'm saying, the way that they grow up.
Yeah.
It's based off, you know what I'm saying, that world where, being pregnant is an accident. It was an accident. You know what I'm saying? Like, what about the ones, like you said, the ones that got molested?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The ones that were manipulated into having sex, you know what I'm saying, by older men or statutory, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
You know, where does their choice lie? Where do their choice lie?
See, that's what I'm saying. We don't know what the extent
So that's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean? Like,
there should be a time frame. Just go back to your comment. You saying with the girl with having just one child or something, and she just confused. It should go by if the cutoff age, the cutoff time is whatever, 25 weeks or whatever. Wow. Let's say she finds it out in week 20. She should have a certain amount of weeks to make that decision.
Right.
Because it's still, you don't need 9 months to make the decision on whether or not you want to keep a child or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you should know within a few weeks or so. So therefore,
well, stop saying you should know, because like you speaking, we got women out here, so you know. What I'm saying?
This doesn't apply to every woman.
There you go.
This doesn't apply to
Yeah,
every woman.
you gotta have the context, because they gonna be on our ass. Because your ass look over here like, I agree with this man.
No, it doesn't apply to. We all know we're speaking in general. It doesn't apply to everyone. We talk about
Beta.
This certain situation. You know,
Boo Beta.
The situations that we know about.
Right, but I'm saying, like, we're just saying, like, even if she did find later on in her pregnancy, right? If people feel like after 30 weeks it's murder, you know what I'm saying?
I don't think
you should give
over 28 weeks.
I don't know. I don't
no
know.
state go over 28 weeks.
I don't know the time frames. Is what I'm saying. I'm just saying, just in general, just that she should be able to have a certain amount of time frame to make that decision.
Right.
Even if it's closer to the cutoff time or whatever the case may be, you should give her a time frame where she can like sit down, get to know what pregnancy is, get to know how it's affecting her body. You know what I'm saying? Now that she knows she's pregnant and things of that nature, she can start paying more attention. If she want to handle it, she can deal with this and things of that nature before, you know. But the fact of just telling them someone that they can't do something is the part that you don't agree with.
I see that.
Of course. Like during the pandemic, when they said, you can't come to this restaurant because you're not vaccinated. Yeah. Was you pissed off? You pissed off that? Like, man, I want to go to a restaurant. I want to go to a grocery store.
I wasn't, because I was vaccinated.
If you wasn't, if you wasn't vaccinated,
you had to get vaccinated.
You had to get for work, right?
Yeah.
So, all right,
you
think about that. Yeah, I'm vaccinated.
You vaccinated again?
I shouldn't have got vaccinated. I was against vaccination, but you know I was going to get this promotion. So I sold my soul to the devil.
I was against.
Hell no! I got fired.
I was against vaccinated too, but you know you gotta keep the money.
I drunk out the water hoses.
I had my Flintstone vitamin.
No, but
the only time I said I would get vaccinated is if it came between
my
need
job,
work.
yeah. If it wasn't for my
Right.
job, man, fast force me to get
Right.
vaccinated, I wouldn't be vaccinated. No.
But to get back to it, like even if you wasn't vaccinated at that time, when they told you like, hey, because I just got vaccinated at the beginning of the year, so in 2020 and 2021, it was like you can't go to these particular places unless you can show your vax card.
Yeah.
I like taking my daughter out to eat. I like going out on dates with girls and stuff like that. Even if they say the world is open, motherfucker tell me I can't go on there.
So that
It's
makes
a free Patreon.
Right. You like, oh, wow.
Of course I'd be pissed at that decision of like somebody telling me what I can do on my own leisure time or with my own
And
money.
this is why I feel like it's a very touchy subject for America right now because we just came off of COVID. We just had to deal with that for years. You know what I'm saying?
No,
and
no,
now we're
this-
forcing
that's-
something else right down our throat. Another something because this doesn't even affect everybody. COVID affected everybody.
Yeah.
This abortion don't even affect everybody.
No.
It
People
doesn't.
that don't it won't affect that
It
will never
doesn't.
affect.
But
Are in the uproar.
but,
and feel a
but
certain
let's
way.
not do it. Let's not do this. Let's not parallel COVID and this situation right now.
No.
Like, again, because this for the last 30 years.
No, you're not paralleling. You're comparing.
I'm
Yeah,
saying the
but
reason
as
why
you say-
it's in the uproar because
No, it's been in the uproar for 30 years.
Yeah, it has,
Because
but-
it was certified twice in the Supreme Court.
Right.
So they trying to force this into a law. Like, man, make this a law. This is our civil rights to do this. This is it. So we can't kind of like diminish it to a point where like, all right, COVID happened, and now this happened. This is an uproar, and we only
It's
pissed
just coming off
because
the
of
heels
this.
of it is what he's saying. You know
Let's
what
throw
I'm saying?
COVID out here. Let's not even put that in the same thing. That's like me saying, man, I'm only upset about race relations because George Floyd was killed. Or Fernando
I mean,
Castillo was
okay.
killed.
I-
That's what I'm
I
saying.
see
We
what
can't do that because this has been an argument for literally 30 years.
Yeah.
And even but I have friends that's in the
I
law
get-
field too.
I get you. That's
what
not
takes
taking away
them-
from what
yeah.
they was already fighting for.
Yeah,
I get
so,
it by
yeah.
throwing COVID on top of it.
I personally, I think it's none of my goddamn business what you do or don't do. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you pro with it or pro ain't with it, it's none of my fucking business. You know what I'm saying? Because whatever decision you make, I'm not with you after you make that decision. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in your house. I'm not in your circle. None of that. You know what I'm saying? If you ask me, like
Okay.
when I had a girl pregnant back in college. Well, yeah, you can say college. She was on the fence.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And asked me, what do I think? Now, she didn't have to ask me. You know what I'm saying? But when she did, I was like, shit, I'm with you either way. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna just keep it playing with you. I'm with you either way because at the time, yes, we young. Of course, we got our whole life ahead of us. You know what I'm saying? All that. But at the same time, I was scared of shit. You know what I'm saying? But I knew what I was doing. You know what I'm saying? And I knew whatever you decide, I'm going to be 10 toes down with you because
Right.
I didn't have a decision with that.
Yeah.
Now, in that particular situation, yes, I was involved in what the aftermath of that decision would have been, or what it would have been. She ended up losing it, just miscarriage and whatnot. But whichever way she would have went, I would have still stood my ground and been there. Now, if her next door neighbor was, same way, that ain't got nothing to do with me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever you do is whatever you do, and that's just how I look at it.
That's just that single point. It's gonna affect you in your life, no matter if it's you particularly because you got 5 kids.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So at some point they're gonna be in that situation. Maybe they'll face that situation when he's 14
Mm-hmm.
or 17. You know what I'm saying? So the situation is gonna be in your life.
Yeah, that
You know what
at
I'm saying?
that particular time. At that particular time. You see what I'm saying?
Right, but what did you tell your sons? Like, you got sons, right?
But yeah, I'm gonna
Say
tell them. I'm gonna tell them
15,
the same
15,
thing.
16.
I'm gonna tell them the same thing. If you did it, you
Mhm.
gotta be 10 toes down.
There you go.
100%. Whatever it is,
Right.
you gotta
But
gotta
that's the
stand
point
on
I'm
that.
trying to make by saying I don't care what you do,
Mhm.
walk off from it.
Mhm.
That's not the correct response, I guess. If you just because it doesn't really affect you,
In your circle.
yeah, well, no, not even your circle, just right now at this moment.
Right,
it
right
affects you,
now,
you know what
at
I'm
this
saying?
moment. If
But
you're-
as long
if
as
you're
you're
across
breathing
the street,
life, it's a
neighbor.
chance for it to affect your life. Is what I'm saying.
What? How?
We just explained how you gonna have kids. You got kids,
Yeah.
right? So
if
at some
your
point,
next door neighbor is on the fence and she decides to go one way, how is that affecting me? If my son's involved with her, yes. You see what I'm saying? But if he's not, how
Because
is that
by
affecting me?
Yes.
by fighting for this person's rights,
Yeah.
you're gonna eventually
Oh yeah,
fall
yeah,
to
yeah,
you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah. Like
At
I
some
mean,
point in
I
life. So,
agree
by
that you
saying
shouldn't fuck with
I
it.
don't
That's
care.
what I'm saying.
I mean, as far as like being her business, I
Yeah.
understand
Yeah,
what you're
yeah,
saying.
yeah.
But as far as like not caring about the decision or the law or whatever the case may be, you can't be. You have to stand on one side.
Oh
You
yeah,
have to pick a side of the
I'm
fence that
for
you're gonna
you
stand on.
having the choice to do whatever you want to do with your
I
shit.
agree.
Wait,
You know what I'm saying?
We can be moderates. We can be one side because with this situation, I'm not on one side of I support women 100% in all things
So
that
you're
they
on one
do.
side of the fence.
So I sound supportive, but when we talk to the whole men don't have power in these decisions, I'm like kind of like
You kinda don't.
Man, I'm kind of like that's
It burns with you, but
It don't-
in
it don't burn, it's
in
like-
that situation, if she would have asked me or if she did not ask me,
Shit
I
still
knew
was her
it was
choice.
it was her
It
choice.
ultimately
Okay.
at the end of the day it's a
But-
choice, but it's
we
like why do what I believe
So
doesn't
we're
matter
gonna
in this
shift it
situation?
over to the men's side. point-
Yeah, we can
side
definitely
of
shift
the
it
line.
now, but it's just like in that situation, like man, why do what I say doesn't matter if I at all?
Mm-hmm.
Why I'm taking 100% of the risk involved in this? You know what I'm saying? So because it's taking two in this situation.
That's true.
I
but
mean, if you-
also
if you
you
put
don't,
it on
you're
the
not the
other
person
side,
that
though.
has to
But
deal
yeah,
with.
but you
We
can't
also the
wear and
difference
tear on the
in
body.
the reason why we
We also-
can't-
It's their body,
The
baby.
difference,
reason why we
the
can't
difference,
really-
the difference when the baby come out that they still got to deal with. You know what I'm saying? The
Right.
after effects, the things of that nature. We
Well,
don't
what
have.
about-
It's gonna happen
that
either
stuff.
way, though.
We don't have
It's
to
gonna
deal with
happen
that
either
stuff.
way.
We don't have
And
to
at the
deal
end of
with
the day,
that.
they gotta carry it.
It's hard.
It's gonna happen either way. That's what I'm saying.
It's hard.
It's gonna happen either way.
It's hard to speak on it because we're not carrying the child. You
Of
know what I'm
course,
saying?
I will 100% agree.
Like it's the
but
woman's body, it's the women's.
I
Yeah,
100% agree with that. 100% agree with that. But it just the way y'all framed it when we was eating at Chipotle. Shameless plug.
Always eat Chipotle.
Double chicken scoops with queso. First time eating queso. But for what Don's story that he just told, he said in his mind he already made. I have no decision. I have to accept this decision.
Yeah.
Whatever go on. So
Yeah.
But you do.
So
Because it was
in
her body,
so we
regardless.
always got to look at everything at the inverse. So she like, man, I don't want this kid. No,
Okay.
man.
Damn.
My first time
right.
dad,
Yeah.
first time as a dad and stuff like
I
that.
want the baby, right.
I want the baby, but it doesn't matter.
That's very true.
It doesn't
That's
matter
very-
because
Right,
she fucked. She got
because
the
right,
choice.
because Don could have been
That
a
is
person
very
who's like,
true.
oh
The
no,
person
I
that's pro
want.
having a baby, she could be the one
Yeah,
that's not want to have
yeah.
a baby.
So
And
we
she
got to
laid down and had the baby as well too. That's very true.
Well,
That's
we
very
had
true.
already talked about that.
Yeah, because you got some guys that's like,
we
oh
don't
yeah,
have.
you get it's like two things. You got one guy to be like, oh man, I really want to have a kid.
Right.
I like you, I love you, all this other stuff, and then she like, nah, I ain't ready for this. And then he could be kind of hurt off and like, man, you know, I don't know if this relationship gonna last. Then you got the other side of the type of guys that be on some like, nah, you get an abortion, I'm against all that. I'll stop talking to you. We ain't even gonna be together no more. And then the girl probably be on some like, you know what, I'm gonna keep it.
Right.
Just to be on that part, just the part he don't even take care of the kid, he's a deadbeat type shit.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's like that shit is just like weird. It's
Yeah,
like
so-
you can't really
So
no lean on that.
if like I say, obviously it's it's two different responses you can get. You know, either you happy or you know what I'm saying, you're not happy. But for mine, for the first one, I was happy. You know what I'm saying? The
For
first
your actual first one or the
yeah, Junior. You know what I'm saying? So, but before Junior, it wasn't like I wasn't happy. You know what I'm saying? I just knew mentally I wasn't where I wanted to be. I can't say financially because you'll never be there financially. You know what I'm saying? Just mentally and
Like ready for it.
responsibly.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like I'm a deal with it, but I don't fucking
But to
know
me,
what
that's
do.
like
you know what I'm saying?
you
But
have
I
to
was
deal with it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how I feel.
I was ready.
Like,
But
you
then
didn't
when
feel like
Junior
that?
came around, I was good.
Yeah,
I was
but you know what I'm
excited.
saying? You didn't feel like that even when Junior, like when Bam came.
Yeah.
That you didn't feel like I don't know, like he was
Nah,
excited
I
about
was
it, right?
excited,
He was
yeah,
excited
yeah,
about it,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
But about being a father or taking care of
Yeah.
him, things of that nature, it was
Yeah.
just like still like a. I ain't gonna say unforbidden path, but it was just
Yeah.
like you walk into you make
You
your
just
own
don't know,
path,
yeah,
right? You know what I'm
sure.
saying? You
Yeah,
still
but
trying to
I've been
figure it
there.
out.
But I think a lot of you thinking the skew because you was in relationships. Think
Okay.
about it, you was sliding up on a girl at a club and you.
Yeah.
That part.
And then-
That's a whole nother
And
ball
then she
game.
get that call.
Right now,
I'm
you like,
pregnant. Now, do you have anything? It's like, man, your only decision, like, I don't know who the fuck you are. I'm piecing out on you, or I don't believe you.
If
or,
we keep it
what do you think?
if we keep it player, if that was a situation, I would be there to find out if I'm if I'm the father.
Right, now that's a whole nother
And then
conversation.
And it's like at
Then
the same time, it's just like damn, that's fucked up, shorty. You know what I'm saying? But if I know I did it, if I know we got it on, you know what I'm saying? And now, months later, you know what I'm saying? If we got it on, you know what I'm saying? I don't want us to get banned off top. You know what I'm saying? Trying to keep it,
Episode 3 for me.
Trying to keep it sponsored.
Episode 3. Somebody gonna be calling. Get that man off of there. What is he drinking?
Keep it sponsor friendly. Put the
Apple
crown
juice.
up there.
Apple juice.
Apple Crown and Pole. But if that was the case, and like I say, I can speak for a 41-year-old Don. I don't know what the 17-year-old, 19-year-old, 22-year-old Don answer would have been. I know what my heart would have been.
I don't think so.
No. I know what my heart would have been. My heart would have been to stay with it and stick it out. You know what I'm saying?
You might not have wanted the kid.
Right.
You might have been against having a kid. But at what point you had even if she wasn't really your cup of tea and you slept with her, y'all have a kid.
Yeah.
That's your responsibility, bro.
Facts.
That's it.
I did that.
That's
you know
yours.
what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Right now,
Even if you didn't want it,
41-year-old,
you
I'm
had
gonna
a
stand
kid.
on
That's
it.
your
You know what I'm saying? I'm
responsibility.
gonna stand on it. 19-year-old, I'd have been, fuck. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But I ain't finna split though.
Exactly.
You feel me?
That's what I'm saying.
Like that's what my heart would have been.
So
I ain't finna split
so it really
because
goes into
if
the
it's really mine
character
and
of
we
a
really
person.
find
Yeah,
out
going
it's
down
mine.
to the character
They
of
got
the
the character
person.
of the other guy. So how the guy is, like, you a stand up dude type shit, like, alright, I'm gonna figure it out.
Oh, I
Let's
just
figure
figure
it out.
shitless and I
You
was
still
like,
scared though, you
know
gonna
what I'm
figure it
saying?
out. So a person be like, nah, fuck that. I ain't messing with her. Whatever.
It does
You know what I
come
mean?
down to the characteristic of that particular
And-
guy. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, it's some deadbeats. I know some
But the
deadbeats.
same thing that we was talking about the women.
Yeah.
After you link to these many kids and child support looking for you for 4 or 5, 6
Right.
kids. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Different
Same
women.
thing with men, right?
Vasectomy.
Yeah.
Send that mom to the class too. You know what I'm saying?
I wouldn't think that's her decision. You
I'm
see what I'm
saying
saying?
at some point, if you're gonna step in,
What she offered that?
What for beforehand?
Beforehand. She like,
Yeah, that's my decision.
I don't want to get on birth control. I'm not doing birth control.
Right.
I'm not doing pain. I'm
This before y'all hit?
Yeah, I'm not doing.
Oh, well, shit,
so
we
you're
already
not
know what
you're not
it is.
slamming, right?
Oh hell no!
Okay then.
you're not slamming on you.
I'm pulling brain. I'm pulling brain.
I'm fucking slamming. Okay, what the fuck is I'm slamming.
Let's take it in two different situations. Is this somebody that you just met, or is this somebody you're in a relationship with? And if that relationship is potentially going somewhere,
Well, I think
because if that motherfucker you there, but you already gone. You feel me?
man, I think the decision when you in a relationship or somebody you know is vastly different.
Yeah,
I think I'm an upstanding person,
yeah,
but I would think long and hard if I was just like fucking 18
yeah.
and I smash somebody I don't fucking know and she get pregnant. I may be a deadbeat. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I would think looking hard.
You say
Or
you
would
don't
you
know?
know? I don't know. I probably would have been a
That's
deadbeat.
the young.
That's
That's
it.
the young
Right.
mind. You know
That's
what I'm
just
saying?
me.
But
Like I
That's
said,
just me again. But then again, I have to.
18-year-old you to 40-year-old
But then
you
I
now.
have that responsibility. Like,
Yeah.
man, I have to take care of it.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't make that.
That's why we want to hear from the women. That's why you gotta hear from the women because you gotta hear from different people's
I'm
situations.
sorry, ladies.
Yeah.
I'm not a scumbag.
You gotta hear different people's situations.
Not now.
And,
Not-
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
If you
Back
know
then.
him,
No, it's they thing.
In college,
Oh yeah, there we go.
I'm pregnant.
if you knew him in Alabama,
I'm pregnant. I'm already in Chicago.
I gotta be in Alabama.
I knew it. Chicago. I don't know what
I knew him from somewhere.
you went there. You a yellow jacket. What was the mascot? Alabama
They
said
call him
yellow
Laffy. You know what I'm
The
saying?
Hornets?
Little Laffy, come here. Ain't this your daddy?
Y'all got the same long nose.
That's him.
Okay. Now
Oh,
I'm
man.
stop playing before I become a interviewer. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't.
Nah, I
In
think
that
it's
space,
just it's
but-
just different
but I-
situations, man.
No, but I value my opinion being voiced there. Like, man, where I sit in this decision matter,
But
and it don't have to
in
necessarily
relationship,
be
though.
on that end.
In a
Like,
relationship going somewhere or in somebody you just met?
if it's
You
going
see what I'm
somewhere, yeah,
saying?
man, shit. I mean,
Yeah, if it's going somewhere,
But if it's
yeah,
not,
you want your
If
your
the
opinion
relationship
heard.
Going this is what?
This is one.
But
This
if
is
it's not,
this
what's the
this is
relationship not
one
going?
and gone. You know what I'm saying?
One nice Black Planet. Oh, shit.
Black Planet.
Nope.
BlackPlanet.com. That's how we
Come
got
on,
started.
He got so much ass. He said Black Planet. He wasn't even born with Black Planet. Kid was like 6 years old when we was on Black Planet.
You meet a chick on there, and you get her pregnant. You know what I'm saying? And then she call you. I mean, you know, she call you, and let you know that y'all about to have a baby. What do?
As a moral person.
From Black Planet days.
Black Planet
Well,
was
but-
Black
Yeah,
Planet.
go back to
Was,
Black
it was
Planet.
like the party line, one hit of quitters. You know what I'm saying?
But
That's what
just
it was.
as a moral person, I want my opinion to be heard in that situation.
You would want it to be heard back then.
Yeah, I want
At
my
that
opinion
time.
to be heard. I don't want to sit here and be like, this is the consequences. I have to 100% accept the decision. I'm like, man, listen.
No, but this is what
This is what I'm saying.
where people-
I'm not saying that at the end of the day, she make the decision like, I'm having a kid. I'm gonna bust her upside the head or push her down the stairs. I don't want that to ever come off like that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, I want to be heard in that situation. I'm like, hey, this situation that we in, it's not conducive for nobody in this situation. We didn't prepare for that. Even if the condom broke.
But are you saying
or
that at that age?
At 18?
Yeah. Because we could.
Right.
No, I wouldn't.
talking about the men's side of things, right?
No, I would
This
cry.
is our opinion on
at
the
18,
current
So
abortion
a
shit,
younger,
right?
a younger person probably be on some like, nah, I'm finna split
you
or
know
whatever.
they
Don't
is.
really care about.
I'll
whatever.
probably
Like
cry.
older
That's
person.
the thing. I
I know,
can't
but-
speak for younger now
No,
versus
yeah.
y'all
younger
walking
then.
into
Oh,
a
yeah, that's
situation,
different. You know what I'm
people
saying?
be walking in thinking that you don't know these consequences before you laid down with that woman. When you
But
look-
both
when you
people
passed-
did.
When you passed out the number, when you got a number at the club, when you got a number on
Right.
Black Panther,
Bro.
you know,
Right.
did all these things.
Right?
You knew the consequences.
What's the consequence?
That this could be that this could be
This
your
is-
reality.
Let's put it like this.
That's before you hit though.
Before you hit, you
No,
knew that.
no, let's
But
put it
you
like
had
this.
the choice on how you was gonna hit that.
No.
You
Let
see what I'm
me give
saying?
you this.
So after however you hit that motherfucker, then you got to deal with the
No, I'm
consequences.
saying,
Let's put
You
it
see
like
what I'm
this.
saying?
by sleeping with her, you know it's not nothing is 100%.
For sure.
Right?
For sure.
We know
Nothing's
that.
gonna be 100%, right? You either can go in there raw dog and not give a F,
Yep.
or you can go in there protecting, but you know even protection is not 100% because it breaks.
Yep.
Right.
So you still partake in the act,
Yep.
knowing that it could turn out not in your favor. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
And then it don't turn out in your favor. Don't cry.
Right. That was, yeah.
Don't
yeah.
cry.
Yeah.
Don't talk about 18 and my life gonna
No,
be
that's
over
what
and
I'm
all this
saying.
stuff
No,
like
no,
that.
I'm not.
'Cause that
I'm
don't
not.
matter.
I'm not giving the age
Because
of
you knew what
a
was
scapegoat.
You knew the
I'm saying
consequence
your
Right.
mentality
before you laid
said,
down.
drastically
you said
different.
now that it's just like fuck it, fuck don't have sex.
Your
talking to a mom
mentality.
that went
Shit.
17, the whole my 17th year, not even touching a woman.
You
You
made
can't
up
tell
for
me
that,
that. I
though.
don't think that. I
But
thought
that's- but that's the
You was 20 when you broke your virginity.
But that's the thing, though.
Year
That's
17, man.
You a different person though. You
But
got,
I'm saying-
cause this guys out here that like I know that's younger that's
No,
like real
man.
life don't care about. Oh, I'm trying to mess with the next chick that I like. It's like
He went into a transformation.
a target. Like, oh, I got 5 this week. I'm trying to get 10 next week. You know what I mean? It's like, certain like you a different person because like not everybody like you, and then it's like other people. Like I know younger guys now. That shit just like having sex is like playing basketball.
Yeah, facts.
I'm just trying to see how many points I'm finna score.
Yeah,
but then you got some
Now-
guys
now,
that's different.
That's a whole nother conversation.
With that, that's what I'm
That's
saying.
true, though.
With that,
What I'm saying is,
what happens if that
So why
consequence
does-
not turn out?
so
their
why
way?
don't they know these things? Then that's what I'm saying.
They know him though.
Then
They
why
gotta
don't they
know.
enforce them? That's what I'm saying.
Because
So
in
why-
first, because one, we can go back to the public education, and these schools are not teaching sex ed no more.
Yep.
Parenting.
The parenting,
They
parenting
kinda-
having sex
now,
rooms,
So,
what kind of
over
sex
the-
education?
so-
over sexualized
Wait, what?
society.
Maybe this class idea is not a bad idea.
No, don't bring it back to the class idea.
Yeah,
Bro,
people should be educated.
because it's a whole different
People should be
They should be
educated.
in school systems.
People should be
wait,
educated.
wait,
our
wait,
neighborhood.
wait.
In class, whether
Of course,
you in
yeah,
grade or
for
high school or
health
not,
things.
people
But no,
sometimes
I'm
ain't
talking
educated.
about
Now I'm gonna keep it player. We dealing with two different worlds. Our world, CPS back in the day, they did teach it.
Let's
What
take CPS
kind?
out of it.
What
Let's
they
take
teach?
CPS
They-
out of it.
I had
I
sex
had
education.
sex
What you had?
But that's what I'm saying.
Right.
What-
You had sex too. Yeah,
You
it's
had
okay.
STDs. You ain't
That's
shit
it.
about
Oh,
pregnancy.
I remember the
I think
class.
that. I
Yeah,
think
yeah,
that's.
yeah.
I think
That's
that
true.
is the only
That's
way.
true.
Now,
They
they
did
just
talk
talk
about.
Hell no.
They
they
just talk about.
don't.
They did say that.
They didn't really
Yeah.
talk about
No.
nothing else. They
No,
talked
no,
about
they-
STDs.
They told
Now,
they told you how the egg penetrate, the sperm penetrate the
Nah.
They said
egg.
how
Nah,
that,
we
but
didn't
they
talk
didn't
about
say
that.
they didn't talk about the.
Are y'all talking about the adverse? Are y'all talking about the adverse effects of women having children.
They
and
never
having
brought up
abortions,
abortion
that's
in
just
that.
what happened.
They never
Yeah.
brought up abortion.
They never brought.
I
They never brought
so in
statistics
that-
with us. They
none of
never
that.
showed us, videos
None
and
of
graphs
that.
and any of that
But
stuff.
still, the
They had
statistics not.
5 kids.
But even if I'm supporting women, even if I'm supporting women, the statistic of abortion wasn't that high, and it's not that high now. It's not like we dealing with like 50 to 60% women having abortions like that.
True.
I don't know.
We're not
Well,
dealing with
I
that.
don't
We're
know.
not dealing
We
with
don't
it.
know.
Because one, we got contraception like
And
Plan
if you
B.
look it up, it's not.
Yeah, we can look it up.
Plan B is not a form of birth.
It's a contraceptive.
Yeah,
So-
but it's still saying
but
birth control. It's still like
It's a
abortion.
birth control. So
you
you gotta have a
got.
conversation about that too.
I'm not denying that. It's not just the abortion factor is what I'm saying. It's the situation that you put yourself into. No matter if you had the Plan B the next day, you shouldn't have been having an unprotected sex if you didn't want to do that.
Facts.
If you don't want to get, you shouldn't have been
So let
doing
me put it like
Facts.
this. Let me put it like this. And I feel like I'm advocating unprotected sex, and I'm not. And I'm not.
Y'all trying to make me the bad guy, right?
And I'm not. Look, you over here looking like it's you. Yes. Have unprotected sex.
Hey, man,
Guys, go to the Ultra Thin Trojan.
No Trojan, they breaks.
I was a long time ago.
No, but I'm just thinking of it in a sense like men, since we're talking about men, is 100% responsible for any sexual interaction. Is that what you're saying, right? Let me be clear on that. Is that what you're saying? That men is 100% owning the consequences of the outcome of sex, right?
Yeah, 100% consequence, not responsibility.
Not
Responsibility
responsibility.
lies on both people, but
yeah.
consequence.
So now,
you are
let's-
100%. Have
So
you got 100% committed to whatever the consequence has to be.
Yeah.
So I'm feeling like you
Yeah.
moving to the thing like we should not be having sex unless we responsibly planning for.
That's how it always was
But
supposed
that's
to be.
the way it works.
Responsibility.
That's how it's
It
always
should be.
been.
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to be.
It should be.
We just
Like,
don't do it.
If, like I say, when you brought up the
Never
kid,
did.
That's
It's
what
a
I'm saying.
Sex is a social construct, and what they try to sell you to subjugate women. That's what it is. That's all it being.
Women,
It's like,
women,
they
right?
subjugate
Not
women.
kids.
That's all it is. Not
What?
kids. Sex. Having sex. Like freely having sex. So you telling that idea that women should only
Coast
plan
Guard.
and have kids. Please have a
You say women know that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's what it is.
But a lot of it stems from teenagers. I don't know getting pregnant.
But yeah, I see that.
I was like, oh, nope, you sliding.
No, but I wanna put it out there.
I looked at Pac-Man shit first, and I was like, yeah, let me make sure it's the same
Look, I was gonna
way.
throw one over there like Spider-Man. Please, he gonna put us out. We already putting our feet on the rug.
His whole conversation was like,
He got the conversation like,
We've been on this conversation too long.
no, we're gonna move on. I want to make
Yeah,
this
we
one
do,
point.
but we need to get the men part out.
But yeah, but
Even though we
just-
gave women a full dose, we need to give the men the same.
I think I agree. I don't. Again, I'm not advocating unprotected sex. I'm not advocating against.
All right.
I'm not advocating against man is 100% responsible for that.
Were you giving out condoms
consequences.
in high school?
or in Alabama.
Was I
School?
got? Was I giving out? Was he?
See, it's-
Yeah.
When? Who?
what fucking high school
I'm
you went to?
I'm lying right now. No, but maybe they have a crime getting to me. But no, I'm trying to get to this point. Like, man, you sexually active, right?
Okay.
You sexually active, right? You
Yes.
married, so
I mean,
you
it's still-
sexually active. Y'all, I mean, you sitting, yeah, so y'all two is out of the equation because y'all slapping raw dog. So what you married
All the
to?
time.
Well, I'm about to be married.
You about to marry?
But it's stay.
slapping raw dog?
You slapping raw dog?
Why you slapping raw
If
dog?
It's-
Why you slapping raw
I'm
dog?
not slapping raw dog.
Because
Oh, okay. You slapping raw dog?
Slapping raw dogs.
I'm not slapping raw
But
dog.
at the same time,
not
you
slapping raw
still
dog.
got to be
No,
You trying to get an
like,
endorsement deal, motherfucker?
No. With Trojan, yes. Honey, yes. Shit, I know this one.
I mean, you don't go into it with that mindset.
Yeah, you
I
know.
know.
But you say if
Sometimes
a female,
Yeah,
it definitely take time.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta-
Sometimes
it ain't
it
just
happens,
off top.
though.
but if a girl slide up on you and y'all already made this plan and y'all go to this
What
chick
plan?
house
What plan?
to have sex.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so are we really having this discussion,
It's not
or
always a
should we
plan.
be having
It's
this
not always
discussion?
a plan.
No, should we be having because we know we are
know
adults.
what's
We
gonna
know
happen.
what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Are we having this discussion? It's like, hey, we have to make sure we 100%
That's true.
responsible
That's
in these
true.
situations.
I'm not.
Hell
I'm
no.
not.
And if she sit here and tells you like, condom irritating me. Take it off.
Fuck yeah.
So you saying like, all right, she gave me consent to take it off. If you stop it,
take it off.
if you stop
that's
it,
the point
or
I'm trying to make.
you taking her consent
But now,
to take it off.
wait.
Right.
Now this goes back.
This goes back to what I was saying. You know the consequence that happens when you try to take that thing off.
But guess
Try
what?
to take it off.
But also,
you know the consequence that can happen.
But also,
so because you lost, because you lost in the act, the moment.
Yeah.
You just go ahead and continue to do what you do.
We still aware.
You know what I'm saying?
But
we still aware.
But this still
You're
goes back to
aware.
the conversation.
You're still aware that what can happen, what the outcome could be, and not be in your favor. You knew that when you go raw dog, you think two things: pregnancy and STD.
Right.
In your head, you still do it.
Off top.
But off top, you think of two things in your head. So it's not like you don't.
You think
You don't never think. You don't never just
think
go into it and then thinking like, oh, I wonder what's gonna happen after this. You know what I'm saying? Like you always think that it's this automatically because we've been trained to think that way. So therefore, you can't go into a situation saying that you had no clue or you don't know what, you know what I'm saying, like what the outcome is gonna be. So when it come out to not be your favor and she wants to, and she doing it out of spite to keep you, to make you stay or whatever the case be, you gotta deal with that because you knew what you did.
Yeah.
So all right, if she doing that, like let's say we blindly trust her and she like, well, I'm on birth control.
Okay.
And you still use a condom break.
Yep.
She pregnant.
Yep.
I was never on birth control.
Okay.
What we doing in this situation?
Yeah.
You didn't go to her with that.
You
didn't go to
see
her to
her
that.
birth
You didn't
control?
see her take that motherfucker.
Whoa!
You knew the risk.
Yeah.
Boy, how many kids you think I got? You act like I got like 30 kids out here. So what the hell? No, I'm just saying. But all women do that. I'm on birth control. I'm on birth control, and you like, no, I'm still gonna be protected.
Yep.
Yes.
Right. Still gonna protect myself.
Then you still gotta protect yourself.
At the end of the day, if it happened because what's the effect of condoms and birth control is actually 99.1%. So we dealing in at 0.9% of I'm gonna accept this consequence if something see through, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, we are not gonna think of like how often this happened. That 0.9% is a probability.
Yes.
It can happen.
Yeah.
So if that happens, and you're like, man, I thought you were on birth control. I was strapped up, and you got pregnant. So now we acting like, man, all right, I gotta take responsibility of this kid. But are you thinking like, man, first let me take a DNA test? Is that what you think?
Yeah.
And DNA test say it's your kid, so now you gotta be responsible.
Yep.
Because of that 0.9%.
Yep.
Okay. All right, you got me.
But did you not know that? But
You
explained
of course I know
right,
that.
I'm saying.
Of course
You
I
knew
know
that,
that.
but you still did is what I'm saying. What I'm saying is
I'm
sex
saying
is
this
a risk. It's always going to be a risk on the man.
Of course it's going to be a risk, but it's not 100% risk on the man. It's not 100% risk on the man.
It's
50-50.
It's 100%
It ain't never
you.
been 50-50.
It's 100%
No,
me. It's a risk. Yes. It's 100% you. It's a risk. Yes.
We alike
It's
it.
100%
We alike
her
it.
responsibility. It's always going to be 100% women's responsibility.
For
but
what comes
the
out.
consequence is 100% man.
Yeah.
100%. You knew everything you've done.
You giving the
everything
man
you've done.
you giving the man responsibility.
No,
I
responsibility.
don't want to be feel like I'm turning out to be the deadbeat.
Yeah, Kevin.
No, you said you're gonna be
Taking over.
I am not throwing women down the stairs. I'm not doing co-eds.
You want me to drink the rest of it?
No, I want some more. Go get some more. The next topic then. See, that's where we going, man.
Next topic.
All right. So
Because we got to go somewhere else.
all right. So this was the union. We was just kind of talking about current subject matter, just giving you our thought process on it. Actually, we've had talks like this
Trillion times.
We just decided to record it for y'all. So if you see this, like, share, comment, let us know what you think. Is Pac-Man wrong? Am I wrong? We got a point. You know what I'm saying? Let's start the conversation.
I
Let's
love
get
women.
engaged.
You gotta put it out there.
Alabama!
I gotta give the disclaimer.
You gotta put a hashtag on the hashtag.
Y'all know
Alabama
I support all the
Pac-Man.
women. Damn it. Not gonna have all the women in Alabama coming out.
Yeah, pretty much.
Give me ice.
So,
I'm not
again, we're going to move on to the next one.
Next topic.
I'm Don Juan. I've been your shooter, friendly neighborhood shooter, broadcasting live from the South Side. This is your boy Kid from Some Kids Photography. You got your
Mama favorite Facebook friend, Pac-Man.
Pac-Man, we got young Reese in the building.
Reese,
Not a whole
let's
lot
go.
of young no more. He 40.
Betty got this gray hair in his beard. He's like, you can.
He got one.
Start listening.
He
We out.
Yeah.